on me, yeah. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
And it's choose positivity, prepare for everything, grow from failures, lead by example, and live your values. That is the way of the passionate one. Now, that's what I define me as. I define myself as a passionate person. I truly believe that passion is the only way to succeed in life if you really want to go beyond good to great. Like you're driven by a purpose, you're driven by destiny, you could say. Like when you have that drive, you can like move mountains just by believing, actually. And for that, you need to have passion. Like you need to really love what you're doing, else you will never go to that level. Like you can become really good at something, but you can't go beyond that. Like you can't go to awesome without having passion for something. And the first phrase, choose positivity, it has to do like, if you have to choose between positivity and negativity, always choose positivity. Like positivity is always the way. Like you can't attract people if you're a negative person. Like you can't build anything. Like if you're constantly negative, your mindset is negative, you choose negative actions, it's like impossible. You need to go on positivity, because then people will follow you, people will believe in you. Of course, there are people that are into negativity that people follow, but that's not how you build a company. That is how you build politics. But I'm not a politician. I'm far from that, I would say. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to build like a company, something amazing products, you need to show positivity always. And prepare for everything, in the phrase, stands for expect nothing, prepare for everything. And this is something we all done, like this mistake, like of expecting too much. Like you go to a sales meeting and you come out of the meeting and you felt so good in the meeting, like, oh, this client will save a year. And then you go back to the office and you inform everybody and everybody gets excited, and you talk about like, oh, this potential big client will save a year. And then after 2 weeks, like you hear nothing. And after 2 months, you realize that maybe they were just polite to get rid of you. So, and that is the problem that many people do. Like they take out the victory in advantage, and you should never celebrate until, like the Americans say, until the fat lady sings. Like if your invoice is not paid, there is nothing to celebrate. You need to go to the next meeting. Like you need to continue grinding, and that's what we do. Like I define myself as a grinder, like all the way, and I love to grind. Actually, that's what I live for. Grow from failures. That is so important. Like people are so afraid to fail. Like this is so amazing. Like when we are born to fail, like try and fail. That's what we do. Like humans, our primary function, like how our brain is built, is to explore and survive. Actually, that is what we're mainly occupied with. So failing is part of the process. Like a child, I don't know, like tries 2,000 times or something like that before they manage to walk, according to researchers. So that's a lot of amount of time. Like how many times do you fail with a dream before you give up? Like most people, they try once. Like I want to start a company, right? And then after 1 year they fail, like they had to close down. So their partners say like, if you do that again, I will leave you, or something like that. And then maybe they let it go for like 2 years, 3 years, and they have that dream again. So maybe they try again, hesitating, of course. And the spouse will even be even more negative than before, So then they try again and they fail once again, like 1 year. Now, like the spouse says, okay, now I like seriously, this is like your last chance. You do that again, I will leave you. And that's when most of people actually give up in life, And I will tell you something, that there's a very famous book among salespeople. I've done a lot of sales in my life, and that's something from a book called Selling Techniques. I think they have this phrase. It's 101, and it stands for 100 calls gives you 10 leads, and 10 leads will give you one sell. Now that is reality for people that are selling every day, and how do you go buy so many no's? So the thing is about mindset. They know that for each no, they are closer to one yes. And that is life, my friends. That is life. That is how you learn to walk. That is how you learn anything. That's how you take a study. Maybe you pass an exam, you will not pass some, and then you try again, and then you pass again. That is the equation of life, and you need to live that. You can't give up after two attempts. You need to continue the third. Maybe the 10th attempt will work. And if you have a partner that is not supporting you, maybe it's the wrong partner, I would say, because if you want to live a dream, if somebody really loves you, they should support you, all the way. That's how I see it. And lead by example is because there are so many misunderstandings about leadership. And true leadership, if you really want to excel, if you want to attract the best people, the most passionate people, you need to implement empowering leadership. And that means that you must make people grow and put them first. Like you're like the captain of the ship. You should leave last, and they must have that feeling that if something goes down, Eduardo will have our back, and the people that I lead, they know that, I will be there for them any day of the week, any time of the week. I will jump. If we need to work all day, all night long to make a delivery, I will be there with them. I will not leave, That is empowering leadership implemented in practice, and you must be the first to implement that. So if you're expecting everybody to be early at office, you need to be early at office. If you expect everybody to work hard, then you must work harder than anybody. That's how it is. You must lead by example. And because the obligation you have as a leader, as I see it, is to create an empowering environment, a safe haven for passionate people to grow. That's your only obligation as a leader, I would say. And live your values. That's so important. And I would say, many of you heard the expression, company culture or culture eats strategy for breakfast. And that's true, but you need to add the values. You need to live the values that the company has defined in the culture. And that is everything. Culture and values is everything. I even use values when I hire people. If people don't live up to the values, or they have totally different values than I have, I will not hire them, because that will not work in the culture. It's so simple. Values is like the 10 Commandments. It's like you can't break them. If you break them, you need to say sorry or you need to leave. There's no in between. You never let a value that has been violated or crossed, that's something you don't let go. And it doesn't matter how skilled the leader is that breaks the value, or that's the biggest problem that people have. They are so afraid to confront skilled jerks, I would say. That's my expression. And when you confront them, nothing happens, because they know they did wrong. They always know that they did wrong, And I will go there to any person, anywhere in the world. If they stepped on the values that we have agreed on, I would let them know, I can tell you. Because you can't build a culture if people are stepping on the values. It's so simple, So values makes all the people that are unwanted to be removed or go away, actually, that don't belong into that culture. And be good to great, that's the Bible for me, you could say, in leadership, management, whatever you want to define it as, written by Jim Collins, a great man. And he talks about this concept, why do some companies just become good and some companies become great, But if you want to go beyond great, you do that by building an amazing culture. Let us recap. Choose positivity, prepare for everything, grow from failures, lead by example, and live your values. That is the way of the passionate one. Eduardo Ibacache Rodriguez, eduardo.live. Go there, subscribe to my YouTube channel, amazing videos, and join. Come in, tell your story. Like, everybody has a story to tell. So that's what we do at Eduardo Live. Like, we bring amazing stories from people that have succeeded, failed multiple times in life, and what they have learned. That's the whole goal.